Well, the best part of being an independent is watching civil wars erupt between both parties. There was plenty of action on the battlefield in 2013. We're going to bring in some reinforcements to discuss that with us next. I love that. Much to the delight of the independent-minded, both major political parties seem to be on the verge of imploding. On the right, Chris Christie and Angry Bird John McCain had Ted Cruz and Rand Paul in their sights. On the left, liberal loons like Elizabeth Warren seem delighted to knock Queen Hillary off her perch. Let's take it to our panel of partisans. Welcome Lefty Lefterson, Mark Hanna. He's the Democrat who worked for the Kerry and Obama campaigns. And from the right, Sarah Isgur Flores. She's the Deputy Communications Director for the Republican National Committee. Sarah and Mark, welcome.
Thank you.
So who is in the middle of a bigger civil war? Elizabeth Warren and the de Blasios, the super leftists of the Democratic Party, or is it Chris Christie and the moderate Republicans versus those crazy libertarian Republicans?
I think the Democrats have a really uphill battle right now. You have a president whose coattails are shrinking by the day as his poll numbers are going down by the day. The Republicans are having an honest debate about how to solve the problems. I think we all agree on what the problems are. It's Obamacare, it's job-killing energy regulations, it's a lot of other regulations that aren't helping our economy, but we're having debates on how to fix that.
We don't really all agree on that.
No?
No, as a matter of fact, we're not. But look, there's no question whatsoever that the poll numbers for the president are going down. You don't see Democrats jettisoning the president. You don't see Democrats failing to support the policies he's putting forward. On the other hand, you have
Matt Damon. Matt Damon's not excited about the president.
Yes, and I think whatever Matt Damon thinks, we should all kind of agree with.
It's
because
the Damon
he's a celebrity,
doctrine.
right?
How do you like them apples?
But no, look at the civil war on the right side of things. Look at the Republican Party. I mean, this has been a brewing and stirring and festering for now months, well before the Republican-led shutdown happened, well before, like, there is a major, I love how Sarah just characterized this as kind of an honest discussion. There is a major ideological clash happening among social conservatives, highly religious individuals. You got your Wall Street types, you got your financiers, you got your investment bankers,
and then you have the libertarians. The lambs of Christianity.
And then you have the libertarians. You have the Rand Paul wing.
I don't think there's a big social debate happening right now. In the
there is in the national, and it's happening in conservative.
I think Democrats would like to.
Rand Paul and Chris Christie, the difference between them is not social conservatism. It's actually cutting the size and scope of government and how you approach it, and you're kind of...
Right.
That's not a small matter.
No, it's a huge matter, and
okay.
I totally agree with you with that. What I'm interested in is, isn't that a sign of health? Like, there's an actual ideological dispute, a philosophical dispute, that is totally unresolved, and it's fascinating to watch from the sidelines and to egg on. But isn't it kind of a sign of unhealth that isn't happening in the Democratic Party?
Look, I think that it's absolutely wonderful that there is this debate happening as part of our discourse, these battle of ideas, this marketplace of ideas that's happening within the Republican Party. So far, it hasn't become that theatrical. So far, it has just been, but I can't wait. Let me just tell you, I can't wait until the primary season rolls around and these rifts, these major worldviews about the size and scope of government, about whether we should be protectionist and isolationist or expansionist or internationalist, all these things that Chris Christie and Rand Paul fundamentally disagree with each other
and
on are going to come
I can agree on all of those points. I think the reality is that all of this is very good for independence. It bodes well for independence.
Oh yeah,
when Democrats
the partisan
and Republicans
turmoil,
are fighting
it's great.
amongst
It allows people to choose their issues, Camille.
Yeah, it allows them to fight. They fight amongst themselves. They highlight the differences amongst themselves, and almost always bring to the surface things like foreign policy, things like the various moral crusades that certain conservatives are on. But let's remember, the Christie-Paul dust-up was about foreign policy most recently.
Right.
So that's something that's going to continue.
That's 3/4 of the job description of the President of the United States. I mean, I would challenge any of the Republicans on this panel.
And the reality is that there isn't much difference between your guy and the last guy on foreign policy.
Right.
Except for his enthusiasm for drone strikes.
Oh, come on now.
That is a fact.
The last guy being George W. Bush?
Again, that is a fact,
He voted against, he scaled back the war. He responsibly withdrew from Iraq.
It was later than the Bush
timetable. All right, you guys, I'm going to have to separate you two like a pack of mating dogs. But don't worry, panel, you will rejoin us, and we look forward to it because we're going to be talking about, not e-cigarettes. Also, we've got Andy Levy. He's going to join us in just a bit. That's later. And we're going to shake up the snow globe on Syria next. Stay with us.